Ron Rivera says there are only two questions that need to be asked. Is the culture better, and have we found a quarterback? Ron, there's one more very important question. We'll talk about that, so much more in your Daily Commanders update for 17 November. Let's go. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to your Daily Commanders update here on Ref the District. I'm the Stoner. We are a proud member of the Believe Network, and we appreciate all of you who are here to check us out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you are listening on our audio platform, make sure you leave a rating and review. We appreciate all of you who check us out, who do give us ratings and reviews and likes and subs and all of that. Tell your friends. We enjoy this, putting together this content just as much as you all enjoy watching it. Look, we got some great stuff to talk about on the Daily Commanders update here for 17 November. We're going to talk all about the Ron quotes. We're going to talk some Sam Howell. There's still some things to talk about Sam Howell. And of course, we got to get to the injuries, because the injuries for this week's game are important to know who's in, who's out for both sides, because that may have an effect on how you're going to bet this game. And if you are a gambler, I would highly suggest going to Bet Online. Download the app if you're using a mobile device, or go to betonline.com, and you can go there and use your browser and bet there. Believe has a fantastic welcome package, a 50% welcome package. That means whatever you put in there in your initial input, you're going to get 50% of that matched from Believe. You put in $100, they're going to put in 50. Now you got 150 if you want to wager. Do it responsibly. Have a lot of fun with it. Use the code BLEAV to get that 50% welcome package. There's all kinds of stuff to bet on. NFL, NBA, college basketball, hockey, soccer, UFC, everything. Use the Bet Online app or go to betonline.com and check them out. You will not be sorry. So let's get to what we really want to talk about here today, which is something that Ron Rivera said in his press conference today. He kind of stuck his foot in his mouth again. Let's talk about what he had to say. All right, so I guess I got to bring it up, actually. This is what Ron Rivera said in his press conference today. He said, "I'm confident and comfortable in who I am and what I do." Cool. Then he says, "Shit, I've been through enough. The last 3 years have not been easy." And you know what, Ron? You're absolutely right. He has been through a ton. The last 3 years have not been easy for Ron Rivera. Think about everything that he went through. When he got hired, we didn't have any of this scandal that was going on. At least it wasn't out there. It was going on. We just didn't know about it. And then a few months later, the Washington Post article comes out about the toxic culture that was going on. So look, he has been through all of that toxic culture. And trying to fix it. He's been through DEA raids. He's been through COVID. He's been through his own health scare. He's been through family members' health issues and deaths in the family. He's been through a name change. He's been through an ownership change. He's been through all of it. And you know what? He's come out on the other end as a very well-respected man. I respect the heck out of Ron Rivera because everything he's been through, and he has done a great job with that. So sure, he has been through quite a bit since he's been here in the 3 years. I got no problem with that, 3+ years. Then he says, the end of the day, the questions that need to be asked are, is the culture better, and have we found a quarterback? Let's talk about that. Is the culture better? 1,000,000,000% the culture is better. With him as the face and him making a lot of the decisions, the culture is way better. You ask anybody in that building, the culture is better. You have all the issues that you had. Maybe you got some minor ones. You don't have the issues that you had before he got there. Nice job, Ron. Very well done. Question 2. Have we found a quarterback? The answer, of course, is yes. We have found a quarterback with Sam Howell. The problem is he's trying to take credit for finding the quarterback. First of all, it took you 4 years to find a quarterback. It shouldn't take anybody 4 years to find a quarterback. He's tried with so many different ones, with Alex Smith and with Taylor Heineke. I don't even know if Alex Smith was here during his time, but whatever. You know what I'm saying. He's tried it with Heineke, and he's tried it with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Carson Wentz and all of these quarterbacks. You can't get credit when 4 years later you finally get your quarterback. And by the way, you luck boxed into your quarterback. You luck boxed into a 5th rounder that is going to end up being the franchise quarterback. You had no plans on Sam Howell being your quarterback of the future. You drafted him like this. This guy. I'll take him. He's dropped to the 5th round, whatever. I'll take him. You didn't target him and saying, Sam Howell's the guy, let's go get him. Because you know what? You said, I'm going to take a rotational defensive tackle in the 2nd round, Fedarian Mathis. I'm going to take him because he's more important than a quarterback. I'm going to take a running back, the most devalued position in the entire sport, and you already have Antonio Gibson. I'm going to draft Brian Robinson in the 3rd round. He's more important than Sam Howell. I'm going to draft a backup safety in Percy Butler in the 4th round before I draft a quarterback. And then in the 5th round, oh, he's still there? Let's take him. Not with the plan to groom him and decide that he's going to be the quarterback of the future. No, you didn't even know you had him last year. You told everybody, another time you put your foot in your mouth, you said, I didn't even realize what I had was Sam Howell. So how is it that you found a quarterback? You backdoored into a quarterback. You luck boxed into a quarterback. You don't get credit for that quarterback. And, oh, by the way, let's talk about the question that you didn't ask that should be question number 3 and the most important question. Do you win, and do you have the roster to win? The answer is obviously no. Maybe you have a good roster, but you can't coach it properly. That could be the case. You've gone 7-9, 7-10, 8-1, and this year you're going either 7-10 at best. You're going 7-10. That's the question that you need to be asked, or you need to ask. Is the culture good? Have you found your quarterback? Are you winning? That's the question most important of everything. And you're not winning. So, unfortunately, that's going to be the undoing of Ron Rivera, simply not winning. We got our quarterback. You don't get credit for that. Let's see what the next guy can do. All right, let's get on to the next part of this Daily Commanders update here, which is the injuries. Let's talk about the Commanders' injuries first. Out of the game, not playing, James Smith-Williams, the hamstring that he had an issue with in the last game against Seattle, and Alex Armah, out. 2 guys out. Doubtful Antonio Gibson with his toe. There was optimism that he was going to be okay and be able to play, but his toe has not responded the way they had hoped. Probably going to be out. What does that mean? You got 2 running backs. You got a fullback and a running back. Probably going to be out as far as Gibson's concerned. So you're going to bring up Chris Rodriguez. He's going to be active, and he's going to play a role. Brian Robinson, Chris Rodriguez. You're probably going to call up Derek Gore as well from the practice squad to be your 3rd running back. So, yeah, heck yeah, there's a lot going on there with the running back room and who's injured and who's not. So look for Chris Rodriguez and probably Derek Gore to be active. And maybe Derek Gore won't. Yeah, Derek Gore's probably going to be active. You're also going to probably see Cole Turner in the tight end position to replace Alex Armah. So keep an eye on that. Then you got your defensive ends. You're probably not going to bring up another defensive end, but you're going to see more playing time for KJ Henry and Andre Jones over on the left side, which is where Smith-Williams usually plays, which is usually Andre Jones' side. So you might see a lot more of him, of course, F.A. Obata as well. So keep an eye on those injuries coming up here, and let's talk about more injuries on the side field. That means they're out there kind of practicing, not practicing, but, working out with the team. Cody Barton with his ankle. Remember, he's been, I didn't think he was coming back this year, but he might. Sadiq Charles, remember that dude, right? Your starting left guard, he's out there. Alex Armah, of course, we talked about, was out there. And then Derek Forrest with the shoulder issue. Now he's out there doing work. Now, does that mean that these guys are ready to come back from their IR designations? Alex Armand, we're not talking about. We're talking about Charles Barton and Forrest. No, of course, that doesn't mean that they're ready to come back from that, but that means they're getting close. If you're out on that side field, you're getting close. Because if you're not ready, you're in the training facility full time. Get out there on that side field. That's some good progress for these guys. We might see some of them come back earlier than later. Now, Derek Forrest has been singled out by Jack Del Rio, saying maybe he's the reason we're giving up so many big plays because he's very good at being that last guy. I think that's a convenient excuse to be able to say that, but that's what Jack Del Rio said. All right, so let's talk about the Giants injuries. You see here on this report here, look, Adoree Jackson, Evan Neal, they are out for sure. They are not going to play. So you're down an offensive lineman. Your right tackle for Evan Neal and Adoree Jackson is going to also be out. Questionable is Andrew Thomas, their left tackle. He is questionable. He was limited in practice today. Saquon was limited. And also Aziz Ojulari, Okereke, Wan'Dale Robinson. They were all limited in practice today. Not sure if they're going to play. Of course, the whole Saquon deal, if he plays or not, that's going to have a lot of bearing on whether or not Washington can win this game or who wins this game. Saquon Barkley is that dude, and you always have to watch out for him. Full practices for Deonte Banks, Flott, Jalen Hyatt, Kayvon Thibodeau, DeVito, of course, the quarterback, Deion Jackson, Xavier McKinney, and Jason Pinnock. So all of their guys are starting to get a little bit healthier, but those two there at the top, those are going to be kind of big deals in terms of them not being able to play. So Neal being out, Adoree Jackson being out, and possibly Andrew Thomas being out. Probably everybody else on that list, they're going to play. All right. Last thing before we let you go, let's talk about some more Sam Howell stuff, okay? Wink Martindale was asked about Sam Howell in his press conference yesterday. And basically what he says is that Washington's a better team since the first time that the Giants played Washington, when Sam Howell was just getting blitzed and blitzed and blitzed and got sacked 6 times. They scored 7 points. He says they're a better team. It's going to be a tough challenge for us. I think Sam's playing a lot better. He's getting rid of the ball quicker. I think that he's starting to find the answers that Eric Bieniemy has in this offense. So a lot of praise there from Wink Martindale, looking at the tape saying, wow, Sam Howell's playing a whole lot better than what we saw just a month ago. So that's nice to see. And then Dan Orlovsky jumps in here with Sam Howell is dealing with the blitz so much better than he did early this season. Good coaching, good planning and preparation with necessary answers. Strong execution is what Orlovsky is saying. Everybody's looking at the tape saying, look, Sam Howell is improving on all of those things that he was struggling with early in the year. He's gotten better. Bieniemy has gotten better at scheming it up. The offensive line has gotten better. That's why we're seeing 3 straight weeks of excellent performance from Sam Howell. All these things make a team better, make an offense better. I don't want to say team because they've lost 2 of those 3 games. Philly, Patriots, and of course last week against Seattle, but he has performed extremely well. And speaking of their record when the quarterback is or is not playing well, our buddy Tim Meek, who is a huge Commanders fan out in Indianapolis, comes to almost every game. He's pointing out, because people are saying, well, look, if Sam's so great, why is it in his 11 starts he's 5-6? Well, Tim did the research. He says, look, Jalen Hurts was 9-10 in his first 19 starts. Josh Allen was 5-6 in his first 11 starts. Justin Herbert, 6-9 in his first 15 starts. Joe Burrow was 2-7 in his first 9 starts. If you want to say the record is not a quarterback record, wins do not equate to a quarterback, I tend to disagree. I think wins are mostly credited towards a quarterback, wins and losses. So yes, they're 5-6, but he's getting better and better. And these are going to start turning into wins. Some of these games, like against Philadelphia that you lose 38-35. I think that was the score. Maybe it was 34-31. And then the second game when you score 30 some points, you're going to win. You're going to start winning these games. When you lose to Seattle, which was just last week, I can't even remember what the score was, 29-26. You should win most games that you score 26 points. That's not on the quarterback. The defense has been bad. So look, Sam Howell deserves the criticism where he gets criticism. He's the franchise quarterback. Ron doesn't get credit for it. And the record will improve as he continues to improve. And you get even more coaching in here to do better on the defense. All right, got to fix that defense. So that's going to do it for your Daily Commanders update. Again, appreciate everybody checking us out. Like, subscribe, download everything, ratings, reviews, all that good stuff. We appreciate everybody. This has been brought to you by, this episode of Daily Commanders Update has been brought to you by Bet Online. So until next time, be a fan.